Hi everyone, this is Coach Jakob with Axos and today's Year of Fitness session. Session 8 in total, session 3 in the second week, 30 minutes as always. And speaking of those 30 minutes, this might be the time that you take, that you block out of your day for yourself. And at this point, I actually want to encourage you to do that, to find time for yourself in order to work on your short or long-term goals, in order to maybe pursue your hobby, to simply do what you love. Alright, because simply if you are happy, if you upgrade your own life, you can upgrade the life of others and be there for your loved ones. Alright, so with that being said, let's begin. Let's start today's session. I told you already 30 minutes, body weight only, so everything you need might be a mat for those movements that we're going to do on the floor, might make those movements a bit more comfortable. Definitely some water, a glass or bottle of water to stay hydrated. Alright, so let's begin. We're going to move through a pillar and movement preparation, through strength/movement quality block, and we're going to conclude today's session with an AMRAP, so a metabolic conditioning challenger. Perfect. I hope you're ready. I am, so please follow along with me from here. We start into our pillar and movement preparation and we start on the floor in the quadruped position. Alright, we want to kick off that thing today really nice and easy. So quadruped, hands underneath my shoulders, knees underneath my hips. And from here we simply move into our cat-cow. So hunchback, hollow back. Alright, give me 5 reps, really slow and controlled of that. Alright, hunchback, hollow back. Push your pelvis towards the ground, ribs to the hips, and then relax everything, sink into your hollow back. I have one more rep here. Last one, last time, hollow back. Alright, and then back to neutral. Cool, very nice everyone. Finish your last reps and then we stay in the quadruped for the next movements. What we're gonna do are hip cars. So please watch me first. What we're gonna do is we're gonna work on that hip. Alright, so we lift off that knee, we bring our knee towards the elbow. Now, we bring our knee outwards like a duck that is peeing at a tree, and then from here we kick back. Alright, extend that hip, and then we're going to close that hip again and bring that knee towards the elbow. That was 1 rep. Let's go. We go 3 reps here, slowly and controlled. Knee towards the elbow, knee outwards, kick back, close that hip. 3 reps, and then the other way around. So we kick back first, so now we open that hip, knee and toes pointing outwards, then we close and draw your big circles here. 3 reps again, and then switch sides. Let's go. Same thing. Knee towards your elbow, outwards, kick back, then close. Draw your circles. Working on that hip. On the other side now. 3 reps, then switch the direction. So first kick back, then open, then close. Alright, ribs stay down to your hips. We want to move our hip, not the lower back. Alright. 3 each, clockwise, counterclockwise. Then the next thing for our next movement, please. Sit down. What we're going to do from here is our shin box. So you can use your hands like a kickstand, okay, for assistance. From here, we simply let our knees fall to one side. Okay, towards one side, and then from here, first I'm nice and upright. Imagine you have a glass of water on top of your head, don't spill any of that water. But now I stay in that basically upright position, so ear, shoulder, hip one straight line, but let my chest sink towards that front knee, plus add some T-spine rotation. Alright, rotate back, come back up. We stay on that side and give me 5 reps here. So chest towards that knee, rotate, shoulder towards that knee, rotate back, nice and upright again. Let's go. 3 reps down for me, 2 to go. Chest towards that knee, big rotation, reach for that wall next to you, come back up and then simply switch sides, same thing, alright? So nice and upright first, now chest towards that knee, big rotation, rotate back, come back up, nice and upright. 5 reps, 5 times, bringing that chest down plus rotation. Two more reps for me. Last one here. Come back up and then back to neutral. Very nice, everyone. Finish your last reps. And then please stand up with me. Stand up with me. The next thing we're going to do, many of you should know that movement. Meanwhile, we go for a pillar march. Alright? Pillar march. Nice and upright, proud chest. Okay? Driving those knees high. Always fully extend that standing leg. So 5 seconds and now you get a go from me and we move into our pillar skip. Go! So we add that second bounce. Still nice and upright, tall. 2, 1 and relax. Very nice, everyone. So this is our pillar and movement preparation. 4 movements, but we're gonna add a second round. So please come back with me into our quadruped. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and then you remember our cat-cow. 5 reps. You can work a bit more dynamically now. Alright, we are in our second round of our pillar and movement preparation. Cat-cow, 5 reps. Ribs to the hips and relax. Ribs to the hips, belly button sinking towards the ground. Cool, then back to neutral. Here, brace that core, squeeze those glutes while you go through our hip cars. So, knee towards that elbow, knee outwards, kick back, close that hip. 3 reps. Try to keep your hips level while you're doing that. And then switch directions. Open that hip, close that hip. Extend that hip, flex that hip. Last one for me before I switch sides. What I'm gonna do now, so same thing, opposite side. And let's go. 3 into each direction. And then switch. So first kick back, then open, then close. Extend that hip, flex that hip. 1 more rep for me. Remember, brace that core, be stable in your midline. Don't extend or move your lower back at all while you go through those hip cars. Alright, so you remember our next movement was the shin box. So we sit down, heels on the ground, and heels falling towards one side, nice and upright, chest towards that knee, big rotation, rotate back, come back up. What we're gonna add now is a hip thrust. So we are here in our upright position. From here we bring that hip forward and sit back again. So let's go, 5 reps of that, just that one thing that you add. First thing, chest towards that knee, big rotation, rotate back, come back up, hip thrust, bring that hip forward. Alright, sit back, big rotation, rotate back, come back up, hip thrust, sit back, 3 reps down for me, now 4, so 1 to go. And then simply switch sides. If you can remove that second arm that you used as assistance before. Alright, but switch to that second side and same thing, chest towards that knee, rotate, rotate back, come back up, hip thrust, bring that hip forward, sit back down. Three reps down for me, almost. Two to go, big rotation, rotate back, come back up, bring that hip forward, sit back. Alright, and then come back to neutral. And done with that shin box. So now please stand up with me and we go for our pillar march into pillar skip again. Remember, attack that ground, get nice and tall, toes towards your shin, knees driving high. So let's go, pillar march, wait for that go. Then we're gonna move into that pillar skip with that second bounce. Nice and upright, proud chest, and go. Short ground contact, attack that ground, extend that leg, get nice and tall, and relax. Fantastic, fantastic. Very nice, everyone. That was our second round of the pillar movement preparation. So warm-up part done. Now please grab your water bottle and rehydrate. Rehydrate, everyone. Drink a sip. Catch your breath. And now we're gonna move into our strength block / movement quality block. 2 rounds, 4 movements, 5 reps each, always. Perpendicular to the wall, we want to lean into it and then we load and lift, small to tall, hip back, hip forward. Inner leg is moving from triple flexion into triple extension in ankle, knee and hip. Outer leg stays close to our body, drive that knee and those toes into the wall. We are starting in base position, shoulders above knees above toes to initiate our Carioca. The focus is on the acceleration with a big step over, then we want to decelerate and cease swinging. The front and inner leg is the driver of the motion, moving from triple flexion to triple extension in ankle, knee and hip. Pushing that ground away while the opposite lifting knee stays close to the body. We move into half kneeling position, torso nice and upright, ribs down to the hips, no movement in the lower back, hands and arms relaxed in front of our chest. Now we are focusing on hip flexion, hip extension and T-spine rotation. Sit back, hip into the wind, torso towards that front leg, hip back, hip forward, drive your distant shoulder towards that front leg's knee. Hip is the driver and the quarterback, belt buckle forward, big rotation. Hip back, hip forward, rotate. we place our hands at the wall approximately at shoulder level. From there we move into that big T, leaning into the wall. Hands, elbows, shoulder, hip, knee, ankle, one line. From there we open that hip and we close that hip, bringing those toes all the way outwards and then all the way inwards. Regarding your standing leg, whole foot on the ground, big toe, little toe, heel, knee is slightly bent and does not move, but stays in place the whole time. Fantastic, well done everyone. Our strength / movement quality block for today is done. Alright, so please now, at the latest now, grab your glass or your bottle of water, rehydrate, catch your breath. And while you are still resting, please listen to me and watch me. I'm going to explain you what we're going to continue with. As I mentioned in the introduction, we're going to conclude today's session with a metabolic conditioning challenger. We go for an AMRAP, as many rounds or as many repetitions as possible in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 3 movements. Alright, so our movements are going to be, please follow along with me from here to get used to get familiar with those movements. Our first movement is going to be an RDL. If you have some weights at home, kettlebell, dumbbell, barbell, feel free, use them. If not, no problem, you simply go for body weight. So first movement, RDL. Approximately hip width stance, knee slightly bent, hip is the driver of that movement. So hip goes back, ear, shoulder, hip, one straight line at the end, approximately parallel to the floor, and then we bring that hip forward again. Alright, brace that core, squeeze those glutes. We go for 20 reps. 20 reps, hip back, hip forward, hip back, hip forward. Alright, knees stay slightly bent, hip is moving. First movement. Second movement is going to be, you simply grab a slide or a towel, be a bit creative, and then we go for reverse lunges with the slide. Alright, so upper body, nice and upright, proud chest, front leg is loaded, and then we slide back, and then we bring that hip forward again. So slide back, whole foot pushing into the ground, front foot, and you get tall again. We go for 10 reps on each side here. Alright, so 20 RDLs, 10 each for those reverse lunges. And then our third and last movement for the AMRAP is going to be our DNS Star. So we basically move into our lateral pillar bridge with our knees bent. Alright, from here, elbow underneath my shoulder, I bring my hip high. Alright, and then I simply sit back, butt towards those heels, at the same time arm straight forward, and then I simply bring hand and hip back together. Alright, like that, looks like so. 5 reps on each side. If you want to take it up a notch, you can abduct your top leg. Alright, but then do the same thing. Alright, 5 each. So we go for that AMRAP, 5 minutes, 3 movements, RDL 20, reverse lunge 10 each, DNS Star 5 each. Alright, easy to remember, 20, 10 each, 5 each. 5 minutes in total, as many repetitions, as many rounds as possible. You're simply going to rotate through those movements. Alright, I'm going to leave you alone with that last bit. I hope you enjoy it. I hope to see you next time. That's it from me for today. So grab your timer right now, set those 5 minutes, and then enjoy it. Alright, see you next time everyone. Cheers.